Hey everyone, good morning and welcome to AskSpot Office Hours live help sessions. This is where you can ask your quick questions regarding AskSpot and get live help. On these calls, we also do live builds so we can show you how different AskSpot tools work in real use cases. For today, let me just show you guys what we will be building. I call it the Meet the Barbers interactive booking spotlight. All right. So with this booking spotlight, we'll be using also a flow. So if you haven't explored the flow builder yet inside AskSpot, or maybe you're not sure how to build a flow inside AskSpot, then this session will be right for you. And also in this case, so it will be super relevant for any one of you guys working with any service providers or maybe teams. In this case, we'll be focusing on a barbershop, and our goal is to showcase their barbers' unique style, their specialties, their availability, so clients can confidently choose the right fit for them. So we're trying to solve a common problem here for barbershops. Sometimes clients often don't know who to book or what's even offered. So with this kind of setup, it helps cuts through decision fatigue, and it creates a more personalized, streamlined booking experience. So I'll walk you through how to bring that to life with by adding bios into the spotlight, by adding photos, galleries, and a simple booking form, which will be all inside the spotlight in AskSpot. So I'll walk you through the full bid right now. First, let me just say good morning to all of you guys here on the call. We have Art. Good morning, Art. Nice to see you here. We have Brad. We have Chandrakant. Dave. Good morning, you guys. Deb. Nice to see you here. Dwayne, James, Pat, Robin, Teresa. You guys, I hope you really enjoy learning more about creating a spotlight for in this case a barbershop, and creating and connecting a flow to that spotlight. So let's get into it, and let me exit out of my screen. So like what I always said, you guys, if you have any questions at all, feel free to unmute your mic or type in your questions. So for this one, I'll go inside my business spotlight, and then click create in here, and I'll be using the spotlight. Let's just name this spotlight or barbershop and create that. So that's being created. All right. Now let's click inside our spotlight for barbershop. And as you can see here, it has a message. You need to add at least one resource before you can see your spotlight. So we will do that exactly. I had my custom GPT generate a context knowledge base for this exact spotlight. And by the way, if you don't have access yet to a custom GPT that's meant to assist you in building spotlights here in AskSpot, do let me know and I can leave that a copy of that in the chats. So as you can see over here, we have like a few small information about the business, a short information about the business, and this is just a fictitious one that we will be using. And then we have information about the barbers. We have services and pricing. So it's important that the AI knows about this. Booking process and availability, and then shop policies and FAQs, and then sanitation and safety, then a few other FAQs. So I put them all together into this one document so that we can just simply copy link and then go to our AskSpot account, go to integrations, Google Doc, and enter it right here. So now the tool itself, or the spotlight, have learned information about the business. So now we can proceed to modifying the general settings. So Brad says in the comments, I don't have access. Yeah, certainly. Let me give you the link to the AskSpot Spotlight Builder. So let me just get that on the chats right here. Copy link. And me just type it in here, Spotlight Builder. So this is what I mainly use when I create spotlights. This helps me tremendously when it comes to building these spotlights much faster. But of course, it will still need your input. But this can help you build spotlights. And Brad also said, can this doc be a Word doc? Yes, this can also be a Word doc instead of a Google Doc. So as you can see here under sources, we have files, and it does support .docx. So I think that would be a Word file right there. So you can just simply upload it right here. Although I myself prefer to use the what they call this, a Google Doc itself, because with this you can just simply update this Google Doc and then sync it inside here. You can just turn on auto sync. So now every time you update the Google Doc or add new information, the chatbot or the Spotlight will be able to digest those new information. So that's why I prefer to use Google Docs. So now let's go over here to our general settings. And let me just put some of the header options in here. Let's just put the name of the business per se. And then button text is book your barber. And then let me just get the link for this spotlight. Put that right there. Make sure that's saved. And then let's just add a link, a few custom header links. So these are just sample links that you can add. Oh, that disappeared on me. It's weird. Okay, there you go. So as you can see here, let's add our barbers. And what else? Let's add one for, let's just say styles gallery. Maybe this will redirect them to maybe gallery of images, of portfolio, and then services and pricing. And then let's add a book now button, which will be also this one. There you go. All right, so those are our header options. And then now let's go over to our profile and add media. So this one's going to be a photo. So you can select between photo, video, and by URL. So I had ChatGPT create this for me. So as you can see, name of the business, and then find your perfect barber, need help booking, ask our AI, and we'll help you get the right cut. And let's upload that as our profile image. Okay, great. Now let's move on to adding our profile description. Put that right there. So as you can see where it says at Blade and Fade, we believe it haircut is personal, and then a short description and save changes for that. If the business also has social media links, so this is where you can add those. You can add multiple social media links that they can easily access from the Spotlight itself. So let me just make sure to go now to chat, and over here, I think, yeah, let's enable voice chat since we will be using OpenAI for this tool. And then, okay, let's change the initial message to this. Welcome to Blade and Fade. Want help picking the perfect barber for your style or booking your next cut? I'm here to make it easy. And then we're going to provide them with few options, like multiple choice options right there. So let's just make sure that's safe for now. And let me move on to selecting our customization. So I think I already have a custom theme for this. Let me just check. I think it's this one. Yep, that's right. So this is the custom theme that I edited for this spotlight. And next, let's go to our AI config. So for our AI config, I'm just going to put a simple prompt that can handle common questions that a user might have for this spotlight. So this spotlight will be getting its information or answer from the context knowledge base that we added earlier. So let me just remove this and add this prompt. So as you can see, it says you are the digital assistant for Blade and Fade, an elite barber studio. Help clients explore barber profiles, learn about services, check availability, and book the right barber for their style. And then it says be confident, friendly, and helpful, like a sharp-looking concierge with a great fade. Okay. Now let's also make sure to use 4.0 for this. So when it comes to handling Q&As, I like to use the 4.0 for that because it's fast. It answers fast and it's also very intelligent. So let's make sure that's saved. And now that we added, okay, so now I think we're good. We added general customization, AI config. The next step that we will be creating is the flow itself. Okay, so let's start creating the flow for booking. They are showing us for booking, showing the portfolio, showing the profiles of their barbers. So let me go over here to Flow Builder. So as you can see, you can only build flows. So you will build flows in this section, not in the spotlight section itself, but you'll have to go over here to the core features and then create new flow. And then let's just say barber job booking flow, and then click create. So it will open up to this blank page right here. And what you would want to do is drop down, drag and drop the block that you need for this. So first block that I need for this is a message block. So when they enter this flow, when a user entered this flow, this is the first thing that they will see. This message is the first thing they will see. So each of our barbers has a unique style. Choose the one that fits your vibe best or explore their profiles to learn more. Okay, I think that's okay. Let's just set a delay to maybe 3 seconds. We don't want to make that too long. This is just so that the AI doesn't drop everything in one thread or in one chat. So there'll be like a 3 second delay before they move on to the next part of the flow. So that's our first block that we will be using. Next we will be using is our multiple choice block right here. Okay, and then let's make sure to rename this from add choices to select and explore their profiles below. Make sure that's saved. And then let's move on to using the new option blocks. So let me just zoom out of that. Make sure that we format that correctly. Okay. I'm going to be using 4 option blocks for this. So option block and then another. Oh, okay. Says you can only connect a new option block. Okay. Now let me try to drag that right here. Okay, there you go. So that connected. So we have our 4 option block. Let me just make sure to rename this. So we will be adding the options for the barbers itself. So I'll just put the name and then their alias, and then next option is this barber, and then next option will be this, and then next option will be this will be our 4th option, and make sure that's added. Okay, so now they have 4 barbers that they can select and explore for their profiles. Next thing that we will add is a short intro message for the barber itself. So let's make sure to get that added. I'll be using the message block for that. Okay, and then let's just put this. So just a short description about that barber. And then let's also use a message block for the others. Make sure those are added now. Okay, message block, message block. All right. And then let's just put the mini description for Tasha Lee. So there you go. And let's make sure that's saved. And then for Mike, let's make sure to add the short description also. And then for Z, let's make sure to also get that description. There you go. Okay, so now we have the short description for each barber profile. Now we will be using a gallery block to showcase their services, so or their expertise. So let me just make sure to get that right here. We'll be using gallery, and then another gallery. Okay, then gallery and gallery. So let's edit one for this subflow, Clip King Moreno, and then the short description. Now, the gallery block. What you will need to do is click on add new media, and then you can select between image and video. For this one, I will be uploading images. So you can either put the image URL right here or upload one from your device. So I'll be uploading one from my device and then use this image. So that's being loaded. It's being loaded. There you go. So it will show a preview right here. And as you can see, you need to adjust the aspect ratio. So I use I think 1:1 image for this. And then let me just put a quick button title. There you go. High skin fade. So it's like a short description of what this cut is. And then you can also, this is entirely optional. You can add a link to this button right here, or you can just choose a flow, or you can just simply let it look like this. So without any link connected or any flow connected. And then let's add another media. So this one, let's add this image. Oops, okay, so that's loading. And then let's just change the aspect ratio, add the button title on what this cut is all about. Next, let's go to, okay, so we have 1, 2, let's add a new media and upload another image. Aspect ratio would be 1:1 again. Okay, and side patterns. All right. Now let's add the last media needed for this profile. I think it's sharp edge ups. Yep, that's right. So that's loading. Put the button title right here. And then change the aspect ratio. There you go. All right, that looks good. Now let's make sure that's saved. Now, if you want, we can start. Oh, okay, we can start testing. We need to complete all of the um, gallery blocks first. Make sure all of the image has been added. So let's do that right now. So this one's for this mini flow or the subflow right here. Let's make sure to add the media aspect ratio. Add that. Okay, so that's being added. And then let's just put the button title right here and then add another media. So each one of them has at least 4 media or images added. So that's being loaded. Make sure to add the button title, change the aspect ratio to 1, and then add another 1 in here. So this one's going to be clean fades. So let's put the button title, change the ratio, and then last image for this is, so let's get that added. Okay, so that's loading. Awesome. Now let's put 1:1, enter the button title, and okay, make sure that's saved. All right, so we added the gallery for these 2 flows right here. Now let's make sure to complete this. Add new media, upload image. So let's add this. All right. So that one's going to be one by one, and let's name it classic cut, and make sure that's, oh, sorry, let's add another one actually. So there must be four, at least four images in here. It's being uploaded. Enter button title, change that, add another media. So this will be the third image. Okay, now let's change that. Enter the button title, and then last image for this flow right here. Okay, there you go. Now change the aspect ratio, enter the button title, and save that. All right, so we've added for the three subflows right here. Now last one, let's make sure to add our gallery of images. This one's Z Nguyen, and then there you go. It's being loaded. Now change the aspect ratio, add the button title. Then let's add another media. Upload that. Okay, so that's being loaded. Change the aspect ratio, add the button title, and then add new media. Upload the image. Oh, let's open that again. All right. Now let's add the button title. And last image, we're going to add for this flow. Let's make sure to change that. Eyebrow cleanup. There you go. Now let's click save. All right. So we have our gallery of images. Let's make sure to save this flow. And on this part, this is where you can actually test your flow. So there's a question from Brad. Can we include multiple business in a single flow that would be applied to a group of businesses, such as a business directory for a mall? If yes, is there any limitation? If no, is there any another way to a group of businesses, or is creating one flow for each business the only way? It might be overly complicated if we create a flow for multiple business in a single flow. I highly recommend, tailoring the flow itself for just one business. I haven't really tried that, Brad, but it might be possible, but overly complicated to create on this flow builder. So, as I was saying, over here on this chat section is where you can do a live test of what you've been building so far inside the flow builder. So let's just see what we have so far. So here's our message block, and then it went to multiple choices. After 3 seconds, it provided us with this few examples. So if I click on J Moreno, it's going to, oh, okay. So where's our gallery of images? Let me just try finishing this flow first before we start testing. I don't think it's letting me view the gallery of images without completing this form. So let's try that. I'll be using a continue block for this. So if they click on this continue block, they'll be continuing with the flow itself. And next is the form block for booking. So this will be the booking form. And then let's add AI mode for that. So for AI mode, thank you for completing the form. You can now ask our AI assistant if you have any further questions and click save. Okay. Now let's try to test that flow right there. And make sure to select this first option. Okay, there you go. So it did show us the gallery right here. You can just simply click next, view those images, and then click here to book. And then it will be providing us with this form itself. So one thing I noticed here is that I think we need to add sort of like a delay on each block. So let's make sure that's added. 3 seconds. So let's add the 3 second delay for each one of these. Okay. Form, I think that's good. And for this one, I think let's add a 5 second delay. Give them time to look through the images and save flow. All right. So same thing with the others. We're going to be using the exact same flow. So this one's going to be a continue block, and then a form block, and then an AI mode. So let's edit that later. Make sure everything is added. So another one, continue block, and then where's my form block? There we go. And then AI mode, and then also for this, continue block, and then the form, and then our AI mode. All right, now let's just modify the continue block right here. Change the button text, and then select the form. So barbershop booking form. And then for our AI mode, let's make sure to get that AI message. Let them know that they can now ask the AI assistant for any further questions. Make it sound super, super helpful. And then let's do the same thing for the other flow. Save, make sure that's save. Select the form. Select the form. And then another form. And then for our AI mode, same thing with the others. All right, there you go. Save that flow. Okay, so now we can start testing all of the other flows. So let's do that right here under test your flow. Okay, let's try Z. Okay, so we haven't added the, what do you call this, the delay for each block for the others. So let's make sure to have that, get that added. 3 second delay, maybe a 5 second delay, and same with this. Three, um, and then 5 second delay. This is just so it doesn't blurt everything out on one thread, and give the user some time to look through the flow before continuing with the next one. All right, there we go. So let's try that again. Make sure to test it before we connect it to our spotlight. There we go. Okay, there you go. So that's the portfolio, the images. And then click here to book your barber. Okay, that's good. Now let's click on continue, and then it's going to ask us to complete this form. And then I think when we click submit, okay, let me just put this at gmail.com, and then 3916. Let's just provide. Oh, preferred haircut optional. We should make this optional, by the way. Okay, there you go. Thank you for completing the form. You can now ask our AI assistant if you have further questions. Okay, great. So now that we test our flow right there, and let's move on to connecting this to a spotlight. Dwayne said on the chat, I'm pulling my hair out trying to create a childcare center flow. How's the process, Dwayne? Are you encountering any problems, issues, or How's the process of creating that flow? Let me just go over here to my spotlight. Spotlight. Oh, okay, didn't notice that. Let me just rename this, you guys. S- Spotlight. There you go. Update. With the services and prices link in the header, does that link point to the spotlight, a separate PDF, the Google Sheets source doc? My question is does it go directly to the services and pricing section, or did you have to set an anchor unique ID or something like that so they only see services and prices section, not all of the other stuff? So for the headers, Deb, these are all fictitious links. So I haven't really, these are all blank links. So this so it's kind of like for showcasing this portfolio only so that it looks fuller if you have this selection right here. So these are all fictitious links. It's up to you if you want to put a link that will redirect them to like a real, styles gallery or the services pricing. For this one, you can just put the link to this AI and they can just click on services and pricing on one of the options, which I will be adding right now under the channels. So you'll see that right here. Go to channels and then add channel. Let me just get the question added. That would be see services and pricing, and then leave this blank and let the AI generate a response. And then add another channel. So this one's going to be book your barber now, and we will be connecting the flow to do that. So we're using the flow channel itself, and then select the barbershop booking flow, and then add another one. Maybe this one will be another flow. So it will be the same flow, but we'll just name it differently. So explore our barber's profiles, create. So these are now their options, and if they click on it, they'll be entered or they'll experience the flow that we created earlier. So now let me go to over here settings, and then chat. Select channels. Let's make sure to get those added. Or actually, I think I'd like to just leave them on this section itself. Let's see. Okay, I think it's better to have those options under this. So if they click on it, okay, so it will give them the link to the information about services and pricing. And then if they click on book your barber now, so it's going to enter them into okay, so this is awesome. It's okay, so it started with the flow, and then select and explore their profiles below. Make sure to click that. So this is the exact flow that we just built earlier. Okay, so this is the images. Click here to book your barber. So if we click on that, okay, so it showed us the form that we tried to complete earlier. So if you want, you can also, do you want to show like and dislike button on messages? So it will make this like and dislike button disappear, which will look more, which will look the flow look better in my opinion. Let's try that again. Okay. I'll have to refresh it. Let me just reset that, refresh this so that it will connect the update. Book your barber now. Okay. So now this is the flow. Great. Awesome. Okay. Great. So it is waiting. It has that delay time that we set. Click here to book your barber and then the form itself. Okay. So I think that's all good. Let's see here. There's a comment from Dwayne. So he's building a lead gen flow. So message, question, multiple choice, next question, lead form. So it says here, I can connect all four multiple choice options back into a single next question block. It's forcing me to build four separate paths. Saving data, I need the multiple choice selection to save to an attribute so I can send it via webhook. Currently, only I think you're right. We don't have an attribute option on the multiple choice selection. I think you can only reference an attribute. Um, I don't think you'll have an option to save an attribute for that. Let me is it okay if I do you want me to explore this right here on the call, Dwayne, or do you want me to take a look at your flow offline? I mean, you might be having, sensitive information there, and I don't want to share my screen without your permission. Looking into that. Or if you want, we can book a time so we can explore your flow and troubleshoot some of the things. I mean, I think one of the things okay, yeah, it's fine. All right. Let me just take a quick look at your flow. Go to Dwayne's account, Dwayne. Okay. Log in and open the flow. Can you enable the flow sharing option, Dwayne? Do you think you can do that? Oh, never mind. Sorry, I got it right here. Okay, click share. So this is the flow that you're referring to. Right. So we have the message block, multiple choice, and then new option leads to this. Okay. All right. Let's just make sure to get this right over here. Okay. Right. So I think what you're trying to do, I can connect all four multiple choice options back into a single next question block. Oh, yeah, actually, multiple choice and the new option blocks are for creating like mini subflows inside the flow builder. So you cannot really connect them into another one single block. So it's made to create four separate paths for this. So cannot really fix that. But let me think of a workaround. Hmm, I'm not sure. I cannot think of a workaround right now. But yeah, you cannot um connect all of these four into one single block. I mean, as you saw earlier, I had to like recreate the exact flow for the four options that we had. Um on that week, I cannot just connect them to like a single form. So I had to create and redo the form itself. So as you can see, put the form again right there, or the form again right there, and then make it similar to this one. So it will just continue. And then you can add the webhook flow. So I think there's more steps that way, but that's the only workaround. I mean, it can be more tedious that way, but it's the only workaround that I can think of right now. And then for the saving data, multiple choice blocks, yeah, I think we need to. This is just I think this is something that I can forward to the devs for suggestion. Talk to them about being able to save attributes for this. I think for that, so if you want to save the attribute like the child's age, you may want to use a question block after, or if you may want to use a question block after the new option to be able to collect that attribute. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, Dwayne says, and then Deb says, what I've done is either ask the multiple choice option as a question to save the attribute. Right. Yep, that's right. Or ask a question after the multiple choice so that I can tell from that question which multiple choice lane they're on. Yep, that's a workaround that you can do for this, Dwayne. I agree with Deb's suggestion. So I think only question block will allow you to collect attributes and reference them in the webhook. So you'll have to use them for each multiple choice flows. Okay, great. Awesome. So, okay, thank you. All right. What else? What questions do you guys have on the flow or maybe on the spotlight that we built? Oh, think don't want to lose any changes. Okay. Think all right. I didn't change anything. Let me go back to my account and go to that spotlight we just built. Spotlight and get the copy duplicate link for that. Save changes, copy link. Make sure to put that right here on the chat. Duplicate link for barbershop spotlight. Spotlight. There you go. So I just put the duplicate link in the chat. Knowledge base. Let me also put that right here in the chat so you guys can just exit edit that. Can I get the Spotlight GPT-2? Yeah, certainly. I have it right here. Just give me 1 second. Where is that? Spotlight Builder. There you go. That's what we want. So I think with this Spotlight Builder, it's going to be asking you some questions first on what kind of spotlight you're trying to build. And then it's going to help you build it. So all you need to do is copy and paste, everything. Or if you have like a specific business already in mind, if they have a website, you can, chat the custom GPT, tell it to, hey, can you check this website? Can you create or can check this business, create a spotlight for them. And then it will build everything from scratch. So it can really help tremendously. Can we get the flow? Yeah, I think with the flow, let me try to, okay, there you go. Duplicate via link. Duplicate via link. Put that in the link section. Duplicate link for barber shop spotlight flow. Put that right here in the chat. There you go, Robin. Oh, 1 second. I think I should enable duplicate. Did I enable that? 1 second. Share flow. They want to enable copy share flow. Okay, so I need to enable that so you guys can copy. All right. Okay, great. So you should be able to import this to your account now. Any questions? Any last questions before we wrap up the call? Okay, I think we're good. Well, if you guys, have any questions, if you need any help, I do suggest booking that one-on-one call. Let's see what you're building, see how I can help you. And that's it. Thank you all for joining and have a great Tuesday. Bye-bye.